Hi, this is the tutorial on how to use debugging in Aptana, or actually it's Eclipse with the Aptana plugin. I think if you don't know this, it'll be very good for your programming debugging. If you do know this, then you're probably already using it a lot. So let me go ahead and minimize this. Okay, so while you're programming, you can actually input these breakpoints by just double-clicking the line number. And then after you double click the line number and add a breakpoint, you can actually run the debugger. So this is actually a tutorial of a piece of software that's actually on the Django website. It's actually the polling tutorial where you build polls and vote and things like that. So actually I'm just putting a breakpoint at the index, which is the main page to this. So you can actually go right click and then debug as, and then use PyDev Django. Okay, and then actually should give you a message at the console saying that the PyDev debugger is starting, and then you can actually wait for it to start here. I guess it's warning me it'll be a bit slower. Okay, and then once I go to my site and I'm going to reload it, it's actually going to, when it hits that breakpoint, it's going to stop and ask me if I would like to go into debug perspective. Click yes. And now the cool thing about this debug perspective is it gives you tons of tools. Gives you a view of the stack, and then also the variables. This is the one thing I like the best, is the variables. You can actually explore through these variables by hitting Control M or clicking this maximize button. I can see the full list. And you can actually scroll through these variables and see what's available to you. So maybe you didn't know that there's a metadata, and that you didn't know that the strings would look like this or something like that. Or there's many different things like global variables and things. So this is a great way of going through your variables and just seeing what's available to you, and maybe even debugging, why isn't something working. Like here's the path into your request path or request path info, why these things are working or not working. Another thing you can do is, as you set that breakpoint, you can actually just start stepping into things. So step into is actually going to step into a function, if that's the function right there, or step over would actually be just run to the next step. So actually we're going to do step over because, like for instance, if you do step into, it'll actually go into this render response function and start walking you through the render to response function, which was written by Django. So here's a cool thing. So now it shows me what's new, the query set for the latest polls, and then I can actually see what the response is. So I'm going to go ahead and maximize this again. And now you can see that I'm using this models poll, and then also you can get a whole bunch of information. Like maybe you didn't know there was a meta variable here, and it has tons of useful information about the cache and storage, about the fields and different things like that, different attributes, just lots of different things here. And you can go through this yourself and see what's available because there's actually tons of things. So this is a really cool way of just seeing what's available again, like I was saying. And then also just walking through and seeing what's wrong. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to go through in the tutorial now, and you can ask comments, and I'll give you more videos if you ask the good questions. Okay.